Tim Skophammer, PGA teaching professional at Painter Desert Golf Club in Las Vegas, is the recipient of the Southwest PGA Player Development Award, which recognizes a PGA professional for extraordinary and exemplary contributions and achievements in the area of player development. Since earning his membership in 1981, Tim has learned, taught, and developed creative programming designed to get juniors, adults, and seniors involved in the game of golf. He spent 5 years at Hagen Oaks Golf Complex in Sacramento, California, working for PGA Hall of Fame member Ken Morton Sr. The last full year he was there, over 2,100 adults attended and completed the group lesson program. Tim is very involved in PGA Junior League and PGA Hope, where he teaches veterans and runs numerous clinics annually throughout the Veterans Administration. Additionally, he has created a lesson series for juniors and young adults, which, with special needs, ladies and gentlemen, the Southwest PGA Player Development Award honoree, Mr. Tim Skophammer.
So Tim, you have a 40-year career in the golf business. You've been in 4 different sections, and it seems like player development has been a focus for you in all of your stops throughout your PGA career. What is it about player development that makes it your forte, the thing you're the best at?
Well, I started off the normal course, the assistant, boom, boom, to head pro kind of thing, and I really found out I wasn't really very good at it, and I didn't like hiring and firing people, so I started teaching, and it became obvious that the main part of that was getting new players to the game, maybe reviving players that haven't played, sure. Generally, promoting the game, and my career has taken a lot of different turns, but wound up in Vegas.
So early in your career, you spent 5 years at Hagen Oaks Golf Complex in Sacramento, California. You worked for the PGA Hall of Famer Ken Morton Sr. How did that experience drive your passion for teaching and helping others?
Hagen Oaks is I don't think there's another facility like it anywhere in the world, let alone California. 36-hole municipal course, 100-stall driving range, 13 PGA professionals teaching. They had an 8,600 square foot pro shop that was built in the parking lot that did, when I left in 1999, did $10 million a year in sales. So it's a crazy place, and it's the ultimately run facility that I know of. And
what was it like working with Ken?
Ken holds you accountable.
Yeah.
That's my path there was very interesting. I was unceremoniously dismissed from a head pro's job, and it was interesting. On the way home from work that day after I had been fired, I called the NorCal section office just to tell them what happened, and then this was pre-cell phone days. I just stopped at the gas station and dumped a quarter in the machine into the telephone to call, and the person that answered the phone was not the normal person. It was Emmy Moore Minister, who was the publicity director for the section. And I told her what happened, and I go, "Oh, I've got some great ideas for you." And by the time I got home, there was 7 messages on my answering machine.
Nice.
And the first 2 were from my assistants, who both, in glowing terms, told me how disappointed they were and how they didn't want to work there anymore. And wherever I wound up, I was there. They wanted to follow me. And then there was a message from Emmy to call her at home. And then there was one from Russell Silty, who was the director of instruction at Hagen. And then there was one from Terry Daubert, the general manager at Hagen. And could I come Saturday for an interview? And all that happened in the 40 minutes it took me to get home.
Wow.
And so I went there, and it was in August. It was like it had been 107 or something in the shade, and we sat under the oak tree by the 18th green at Hagen and Terry Daubert was there, and he says, "Don't be nervous about meeting Mr. Senior, Ken Senior." He goes, "You've already got the job if you want it. We just got to figure out how to best use you." Because he had understood my, grasp of club fitting,
Right.
and he wanted to turn the new store was already in the plans, and he wanted to turn, Hagen Oaks into a club fitting center like, nobody had ever seen. And basically the 5 years I was there, we turned it from an 80% stock, 20% custom sale facility to 80% custom, 20% stock facility, which saved him just thousands of dollars in inventory and really probably made that shop affordable, the new building. And so we it's not that easy to bond with Senior. He has his family, running the business, but we had so many programs there. My friend Ruben was doing stroke victims. That was one of our things. We worked with the public schools. We worked with kids with special needs. There was always something new to do. They had this huge junior program called Little Thinkers. And in the adult program, in the summer, the range was open 24 hours a day from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yeah.
And we had these adult classes every night. We all taught them, and that was how we built our lesson business, was through that program.
Sure.
And it's just the ultimate promotion facility.
That's awesome work. You lost me a little bit when you said before cell phones, you put a quarter in some machine to make a
Yeah,
phone.
and the telephone.
I'm
Joking.
I'm old enough to know what a payphone is.
Yeah, there was actually a booth at the gas station and the phone worked.
I'm joking. I know. I used payphones. Well, with all that work you've done, you also you've worked with veterans in the past, and you've worked with the Veterans Administration to do that.
Right.
Like we talked to Michael Haywood about the importance of PGA Hope. What drew you to work with veterans through PGA Hope as well?
Well, the first, I was teaching in Southern California, and I met Joe Groman. And, so I started attending some of his clinics, and one of the first ones I did, was a group of Marines. Went down to Admiral Baker in San Diego, and I was working with this really pretty much able-bodied individual, and he was a kid from Stockton, and he played high school golf. He was a pretty good player, and I kind of, he went through a thing. It worked out to where it was pretty much one-on-one. There was one pro for every vet. So I asked him a while. I go, "Well, how'd you get tied into this group?" I mean, because we got guys with prosthetics there and one arm, and there's all kinds of different vets there. And he says, "Well, I drove the bus." And I said, "Oh, okay, so I'm starting to understand." He goes, "But I used to be one of them. I work with the VA now." And he pulled up his shirt, and he had like scars all the way across his chest. He says, "I got hit with shrapnel, and it's like taken like 13 surgeries to get me to where I am today. And I'm lucky to still be here." And he says, "But I'm really upset. They won't let me go back." That's what he told me. He goes, he was a Marine. He goes, "I want to go back and finish the job."
Wow.
And that was a real turning point for me to how an enlisted person like that thinks.
Right.
And I said, well, if they have that much dedication to our country, it's easy for me to spend a little time with them. So,
Sure.
and I sort of happened onto PGA Hope in Las Vegas because I was looking for a place to teach. The course I was teaching out in Southern California closed. They're building condos on it, and so we made a decision to move to Vegas. My wife got recruited to take care of 3 hospitals for Dignity Health, and I didn't really have a place to teach, so I was looking around, and I wound up at Aliante, and one of the first days I was there was this PGA Hope clinic, and there's 3 pros that I didn't even know teaching at my facility, which kind of bothered me a little bit, but they said, "Oh, this is a PGA Hope program," and at that time, they were on their own. They were dealing directly with National. Right. They didn't go through the section at all. They were funded from National, and so So I sort of took over that, thing, and, got to be friends with all these teachers, and we, I just kind of became the PGA Hope guy in Vegas, and, I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
So, we're pretty well funded. I've just met a fellow a little while ago, was with the Summerlin Rotary Club, a fundraiser. It's going to go all to various veterans charities, and he said, well, PGA Hope's on the list. So
That's awesome.
if they're successful in their fundraiser event, which is not till May of next year, but he's going to write me a check for $5,000 for PGA Hope. So we're doing well. I'm planning on retiring fairly soon, but I'm going to keep doing PGA Hope, and I've got some other things that I'm doing with kids that will be ongoing. But my plan is to really make our PGA Hope program the best in the country if I can do it.
Awesome. So one more thing. I've sat through a lot of these award shows, and what I always hope that people take away is inspiration and also ideas about how they can make their profession a little bit better. And you work with all different kinds of groups, men, women, juniors, but you've also, I understand you've developed an innovative program about how to learn the game of golf. And that's starting from the green, working back. I'm just curious how that works so I can steal that.
No problem. That's actually from Business School 1, Gary Ryder. Learning the game from the whole outward, teaching putting to chipping to pitching to half swing, full swing iron, full swing wood, and work. And then at the end, learning how to actually play the game. So that's, even people that are somewhat accomplished players, I still like to teach them that way because I learned so much about them, teaching the short stuff first. I really find out their abilities, and, I get to learn about their personalities, how to talk to them, whether their equipment's any good, all those things that I learned in my evaluation process, I can learn through short game. It's simple. I know a lot of people come to me and they want to hit the ball better, and they sometimes they get a little bored in the beginning, but we'll get there. Don't worry, we'll get you to it.
What a brilliant way to start someone out learning the game of golf. Learn not really the easy stuff, but the short game first. Show some success and work.
Yeah, it's
work
a step by step. Putting is distance control. Chipping is distance control with a little ball contact, and then you start to learn motion and balance and the whole deal.
Well, keep doing what you're doing, and I hope people are inspired with your passion for growing the game of golf. And congratulations on your award tonight. Well deserved.
Well, thank you.